All right, everybody, we are live. Today we're going to be doing the training that I talked about the other day. I totally put it off because yesterday everybody was having issues with Facebook. So today we're going to be covering and going over how to build your personal brand. Can't speak. How to build your personal brand on Facebook effectively in the least amount of time as possible. If you guys are watching this, be sure to drop me a hashtag live, hashtag replay, comment on this post, share it, get it out to as many group members as we can. So we'll go ahead and jump right into it. This is going to be breaking down how the exact strategies that I use and my students use to start crushing it with organic Facebook. And I know a lot of people are going to say, Facebook isn't relevant because, especially with yesterday, everything that happened. But I want to preface, if you can master the strategies that I talk about in this platform, or specifically on Facebook, they're evergreen. You can use them anywhere. You can utilize these strategies on any platform that you're using because it's marketing and sales. It teaches you and it allows you to focus on actual income producing activities for your business. Okay. So this is, and just to preface, this is going to be a ground level overview of everything, how it works, and understanding and how you can actually get the ball rolling with this process. So understanding the layers of Facebook. So the biggest misconception when people dive into Facebook is they think they need a business page. And I'm going to tell you right now, business pages are absolutely horrible for organic reach. When I talk about organic Facebook marketing, building a personal brand on Facebook, we are talking about turning your personal Facebook profile, the one that you add your mom on and your friends, turning that into a means of business. Now, if you don't want your friends or your family to be seeing what you're doing or whatever the reason might be, you can by all means create a different profile if you want, but that is the key metric. You are using your actual profile, the profile you add friends from, the stuff you post pictures of your, food and whatever you do on Facebook, that's going to be the billboard for your business. Secondly, a group, just like this community, and you want to get this up ASAP. Having your own Facebook group, your own community of people is very powerful. They grow organically. So over time, you will start to get warm inbound leads. People will start coming to you and finding your group, and you're not even going to be having to post anything. And eventually, the majority of the posts inside of your group will be from other people. So for example, this morning, I had 20 new requests to join my group, all interested in learning affiliate marketing, learning ways to make money online. So getting your group up and your community up ASAP is super important. It's one of the most powerful strategies when it comes to organic Facebook marketing. So quick fire path to success. First, optimize your personal profile for business. This is going to be your billboard for your business. Your personal profile is going to be the front of your business. You want to change some privacy settings, edit, make sure people can't tag you on posts, make sure that you remove anything that's unprofessional. You got to remember, when you start interacting with people on Facebook, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to go look at your Facebook profile. And if you have all these inappropriate pictures, you have, political things, anything that could virtually turn somebody off, you kind of want to remove all that from your profile. And I would recommend going as far back as you can, because you would be surprised. People will literally dig through your profile and look up posts that you posted a couple years ago. So yeah, that's going to be number one. And the way to look at organic Facebook marketing and doing this is your Facebook profile is like every time you post a piece of content, that's like an email. And everybody on your friends list is a new person you add to your email list. So you want to get very strict and get very targeted with the friends you're adding, because you don't want a bunch of people on your friends list that aren't going to be engaging in your content, that aren't interested in what you're doing or what you're going to be creating content about anyways. So next thing is getting a clear call to action on your Facebook profile. And what I mean by that is getting a bio. I help XYZ. I help people start affiliate marketing businesses. I help people learn the strategies to do this, right? And be transparent. And what I mean by that is don't be someone who's like, you just started affiliate marketing, you just started your online business. Don't put, I help people make 10K a month. I help people learn how to, break six figures. If you've never made six figures, be transparent. That's a big thing in this industry. Be yourself. We're building a personal brand. That's what I'm a big advocate on. That's what I teach people, building a personal brand, monetizing that with affiliate products or your own products if that's what you want to do down the line. But be yourself, be transparent. If you're not making a bunch of money, don't claim to be making a bunch of money. And then personally, I only like to leave one link inside of my profile, and that's to my Facebook group, because Facebook groups, as I was mentioning, is a very powerful strategy. In getting people into your group, there's a different dynamic. A lot of the people on your friends list can be cold. They don't know who you are. So it can be harder to convert those into sales. But people inside of your Facebook group, that's your space. That's your community. You are the leader. You are the authoritative figure, meaning making sales and making offers is a lot easier inside of your Facebook group than it is on your Facebook profile. And that's not to say you can't do it alone on your Facebook profile. That's just the strategy that I like to approach it. It makes it so you have to build a lot less rapport with people who, when you're trying to close sales from your Facebook profile. You can do it by all means. Next step is going to be joining relevant Facebook groups. So joining groups related to the products that you're selling. So that's the beauty of, inside being in Facebook groups and, communities, right? And I'm not going to tell you to go out into other Facebook groups and poach leads and spam ad people, because that's what a lot of people are doing with organic Facebook. Go out, join relevant Facebook groups to the products that you plan on selling or the niche that you're going to be in, and provide actual value, answer questions, engage with people, build rapport, get your profile picture out there, get your name, establish omnipresent inside of these groups. And as you're providing value and you're actually building genuine rapport with these people, your authority is going to go up. And I know a lot of you might be thinking, if I'm just starting, I'm not qualified enough, I can't make sales, I'm not a leader. And a lot of you got to remember, if you're in this journey and you've started, you're open to the idea, about online marketing or whatever you're doing, you are a leader. And you can also, a lot of the people are not going to look up the questions to these answers. They're not going to, Google, if they drop a question inside of a group. A lot of them are lazy. They're not even going to look up the answers to these questions. So even if you don't know them, you can do a little bit of research, give them a valuable comment, and that's going to establish the rapport, right? And then you're going to start adding friends from the groups. So as you're interacting with people on these posts inside of these groups, you're posting in these groups, you're providing value, you're going to start adding them as friends. You're going to start building up your friends list, because as I talked about, Facebook allows you to have up to 5,000 friends, which that's, in a sense, your email list. Everybody on your friends list is your email list. And then the pieces of content that you will be putting out are going to be your emails that you're building rapport with, and you're making offers with those emails or your pieces of content. So when I say start adding friends, I want to make it very clear. I'm not advocating on you going to Facebook groups and spam adding as many friends as you can. Less is more in this area. It is by far more beneficial for you to have 1,000 very targeted friends who are interested in X, Y, Z, whatever you're promoting, versus having 5,000 friends that live wherever, aren't interested in what you're doing, and don't give a crap about any type of content that you're putting out. That's the biggest mistake that I made when I first started my organic Facebook marketing, is adding as many people that I could. And I built up a huge friends list of people that weren't even interested in starting online businesses. So less is more in this area. Get a very clear target on who your ideal customer is, your customer avatar, who you would like to be working with. You need to also, circling back, you need to know what types of problems your product solves. Whatever you're promoting, whatever you're selling, you need to have a very clear picture on that, because when you're adding friends and you're adding these people onto your list, you need to know what you can sell them, if they'd be a good fit for what you're selling them. I would recommend, this is going to sound a little rude, but when it comes to adding friends, I would recommend avoiding anything related to crypto, solo ads, virtual assistants, things like that, because that's a big thing on organic Facebook marketing. You'll get a bunch of people pitching you, spamming you, things like that. You want to avoid anything like that, and avoid any group that looks like that. It's just going to save you a lot of time in the long run. And I would also recommend, if people are cold pitching you, they're sending you links right into your DMs, just don't even respond. Ignore their messages, block them, because that's the thing. You're not going to convince them to buy anything that you're selling. Next thing, follow up with every new friend. And this is where I'm really going to encourage you to be different. So as I was just talking about, I know all of you have likely got outreach messages from people. They're spamming you. They're sending you links. They're sending you all this garbage, cookie cutter, copy and paste. Hey, great to be connected. Hey, where are you struggling at with your business? Don't do this. Literally do not do that, right? If you are doing cold outreach and you are reaching out to new friends, the only goal for that conversation is to get them to respond. So literally keep it non-business. If you just added a friend, you don't know them, even if you guys were talking in a group, you have a little bit of rapport, keep it non-business. Send them a message, like send them a picture of yourself. Take a picture of yourself. Say, hey, hope you're having a great day. I'm just enjoying my coffee. Something, right? Something different that nobody else is doing. And the only reason that you're doing this is because you want them to start seeing your posts. That's the way Facebook works. If you guys are interacting in Facebook messages, you guys are interacting with each other in Messenger, they will start seeing your content on Facebook. And that's the next step to this process, is posting content. So as your friends list is building and you're interacting with these people in Messenger, you're getting them to respond to you. They're going to see your posts. And then if you're posting powerful content, you're posting content that is pulling those leads to you. You're posting on your profile, and they're going to start seeing these posts, and they're raising their hand and they're saying they need help. They're interested in what you're talking about. They feel connected through your content. And then you follow up with them after they've interacted on your content. They've commented. The whole dynamic of this conversation changes. You are not some sleazy guy or sleazy girl out there selling them some product. You're not cold DMing them, spamming them something. They raised their hand. They asked for your help. They said they were looking for a solution to their problem. And that's where the power of organic Facebook really shines, is when you can dial in your content and you are pulling out your leads from your friends list to you. And when I say content, so you're going to want to post it ideally every day, on your personal Facebook profile and inside of your group. I know this can be very intimidating if you're just starting. Rotate between content. Post, tell your story, be transparent, be yourself, talk about the things you're going through, talk about, wins you've had, and they don't have to be monetary wins, things that you've invested in, things you've learned, a book you've read, anything. You're building a personal brand. So inject your personality into it. Throw some humor in there. Be yourself. Be different from all these other organic Facebook marketers who are just hammering. You haven't jumped into high ticket affiliate marketing. This is why your life sucks. That's basically what most of the posts are looking like these days. So I encourage you to be different. Post different stuff. Be yourself. Be transparent. Don't talk about making 70K in the last 60 days if you didn't make 70K. Okay. And I will tell you, if you are just starting and you are in the beginning, you have a severe advantage, because when a lot of people, when they're first thinking about starting online opportunities, they're first thinking about starting their online business, and they're seeing people post, hey, I made 70K in the last month. I had my first $10,000 day. When people are just beginning, a lot of that stuff doesn't even seem real. Like that's not even a possibility in their brain, right? Because they're still not even sold on the idea of building a business, building a personal brand, starting affiliate marketing. So when you are just starting, you have a big advantage because you can leverage tangible results, real things. I just made my first commission. I just, set up my Facebook profile for business. I just did this. I just, actually telling stories, telling what you're doing in your everyday life, actually sharing that type of stuff is going to build deep connections with people. And that's literally all affiliate marketing is you're building relationships with people, you're establishing connections, and you're monetizing on those connections with products. And the deeper the connection is, the easier it is to make sales, right? So you want to actually make people feel connected to you. Don't be a robot. And I know I've done this a lot of times, and I've made these mistakes in my business tons of times, posting the same type of stuff just as everybody else, modeling the same type of content. Be different. That's what's going to make you stand out in this space. Don't be afraid to go against the grain, you know. And then I will also say, be careful when hammering on negativity, right? When you're hammering on all this negative stuff, all this bunch of different, as I was kind of talking about, if you haven't done affiliate marketing, if you haven't done this, that's why your life's this. You're missing out on this. Nobody wants to hear that stuff. There's so much negativity going on everywhere in our entire lives, all over the place, the news, everything that's going on in the world, right? Be positive. Talk about wins, things that you've had. I went to the gym today. I did this, I did that. Talk about things that are inspiring. That's what people want to hear, because it's inspiring to see other people doing the things that you want to be doing. You talking about challenging yourself and pushing yourself past your comfort zones and doing things that were hard is going to inspire others to want to do that same stuff, versus just getting into a habit of hammering all this negativity and all these failures and all these mistakes and all these other things. That's not going to breed, ultimately that's not going to breed revenue into your business. It's going to sound whiny, and I did that for a long time. I would post really negative content, stuff like that. Next thing, post your bread and butter. So lead generation content. This is going to be the most important when it comes to organic Facebook. I would recommend aiming for at least doing 2 of these posts a week. And when I say lead generation content, I mean short form lead generation posts. Hey, I just put together a 4-step guide for crushing it with high ticket affiliate marketing. Who wants it? These types of posts perform extremely well on Facebook. I can put one of these out on my profile and get like 100 comments. That's 100 conversations where people are interested or opening up a sales opportunity. These are going to be your bread and butter. These perform extremely well, and they don't have to be anything crazy. You don't have to go create these crazy lead magnets and resources. If you're watching this training and you're inside my group, I can almost guarantee that you already have dozens, if not hundreds, of ebooks and lead magnets that you've already acquired over the last month when you've looked into starting your online business. You probably already have a ton. Edit them, repurpose them, use those to pull your leads to you, get them to raise their hand, and then sell them the solution, right? Follow up with them in Messenger. The next thing, after your lead generation content, when you put out a post, you put out a lead generation post, someone raises their hand, follow up with them, send them the lead magnet, but also see where they're at in their business, see what they're struggling with, see if they are having a problem, don't necessarily, they raise their hand and they say they need help. Don't send them an affiliate link right away. They raise their hand, they say they want access to a lead magnet, they need help. Follow up with them, ask questions, see if what you're selling is a good fit for them. The power of being able to say no to people is extremely powerful, right? When you're operating your business out of like, I need to make these sales, it comes across needy. And in the long term for your business, being able to say no to money, saying, hey, I don't think this is a good fit for you, that just is a very powerful concept. So next thing will be, so the goal isn't to, when you're getting into conversations with people, this is where a lot of people miss the mark. This is where I also missed the mark for a really long time. The goal isn't to get into a conversation and solve everybody. Your goal isn't to get into the conversation and solve their problems. Your goal is to ask questions, get a very clear picture as far as where they are at in their business, and see if they're struggling, and then present whatever you're promoting as the solution to get them out of that problem. And you can't necessarily tell them, even if you see that they're doing something wrong or you think that they could be improving on their business, you can't get into a Messenger conversation and you can't be like, hey, you're doing this wrong. You have to ask them questions because you need to get them to tell you it, because that's them being able to identify that they are having a problem will allow you to sell them the solution. You can't just tell them, hey, you're not doing this right. You're not going to have success if you don't do this. Nobody likes to be talked to like that. So next thing is getting them into your group. So this is a very important one. I'm a huge advocate on group growth, building a community of your own. and having, as I was talking about in the beginning, having that space that's yours. You're the leader. Selling products in here is extremely easy because it's your space. You set the rules. You set the tone. You don't want people to promote in your group. Don't allow it. And you can also layer all, as I'm talking about, like you're putting out all these lead gen posts, you're putting out all of these lead magnets, and you're posting content. Ask people that are raising their hand, like give them the resource. Even if you sell them a product, ask them, say, hey, you want to join into my group, jump into my Facebook group. Because eventually when your group grows and you start getting inbound leads and you start getting people coming in, it's a flywheel effect. The momentum will start to pick up. You'll have people joining your group, asking for recommendations, asking for your help, and you're not doing anything for it. It becomes passive. So understanding can't speak. One sec. Understanding the 2 key metrics for Facebook. And what I mean by that is the most important parts of Facebook is always going to be content creation. Your content will allow you to build rapport, establish deeper connections, share your story, and get people on your friends list to raise your hand. And secondly is Messenger. Messenger is the most important part of your organic Facebook system. You are likely going to be closing the majority of your sales through Facebook. So you need to be in Messenger. You need to spend the majority of your time in Messenger, engaging in conversations, presenting offers, and building rapport with people. Following up with people, with people that are engaging on your content, and when you're just starting, reaching out to your new friends. Eventually you'll get to the point where you don't have to do any cold outreach if you don't want to. I personally don't do any of it anymore, but it is a very great way to get the ball rolling with your organic Facebook marketing, is by reaching out to your new friends, as I was talking about in the beginning of this training. But you don't have to always do that. I know that's a big thing a lot of people don't want to do, but it is by far one of the fastest ways for you to get the ball rolling in your business. Because once you are able to close a few sales, you can leverage your results and you can really start to build momentum, and you can start to compound everything on top of itself, and it just snowball effects. So if you need more money and you need more sales, spend more time in Messenger. That's the number one recommendation. Spend more time engaging and interacting with people inside of Messenger. Don't be afraid to test new things, different angles, and ultimately putting out content that is different from everybody else. That's going to be a big one. When you get all of these things in place and you're consistently putting out content and building rapport, your audience and your brand will grow, and eventually people will start reaching out to you. As I just talked about, I don't do cold outreach. Most people will reach out to me, or I will have people raise their hand on their content. That's how you know your organic Facebook system is working and everything is aligned, because you're no longer having to do cold outreach. You're no longer having to add new friends and stuff like that. It'll start growing on itself after you've been consistent enough and you've continued to put in the effort. So I'll just go over a daily action plan. This will be like a quick fire daily action plan. What you should be doing each day on your profile to start getting momentum ASAP. How you can start, building your brand and building up your authority. So post once a day on your Facebook profile and once a day inside of your Facebook group if you have a Facebook group. Highly recommend getting one set up ASAP. Even if you don't have members in it, I would start posting in it, because that way when people do start joining, there's stuff in there. There's content for them to consume. But bare minimum, post once a day on your Facebook profile. Secondly, spend at least 20 minutes a day engaging with people on your Facebook feed. Go and comment and interact on other people's Facebook profiles. And when I say this, I don't necessarily mean just go leave not genuine comment. You'll see this a lot. People will be like, they'll go comment on everybody's posts and they'll just be like, great post, have a great day. Give actual feedback, interact on other people's posts, make that content that they put out even better. Spend a good amount of time doing this. And the reason that you're doing this is Facebook, the way it works, the more you put in, the more you'll get out. So if you're interacting on other people's Facebook profiles, and you're priming your feed is what they call it, you will usually get more interaction on your own posts. So then thirdly, post at least once a week inside of another group. So as I was talking about, you're going to go join Facebook groups, post in other groups, build rapport with people, start getting your picture out there. Now, if you're selling a product, you obviously don't want to go post inside that group, right? You don't want to, if you're selling this product, you don't want to go join their group and start posting in that product inside of that Facebook group, because you don't have anything to sell them. They're already a member of that program that you're selling. So go into other groups that aren't related to the product that you're promoting, that they are related to the product you're promoting, but they're not like the actual group tied to whatever you're selling. You can also rotate, if you do have time, you can rotate between a few different groups, posting content, so that way you're not bombarding one group and you're not just posting in that group all the time. And next would be go into those targeted groups, ideally the one that you're posting in or the ones that you're posting in, and start answering questions. Connect with the people inside of that group. Start, as you're making posts, you're answering questions, you're commenting, you're leaving feedback. You're going to start building yourself up as an authority in this space. Whatever space you're playing in, you're going to start building yourself up as a leader. You're answering questions, you're providing value, and that's how those genuine connections are going to start to build. And then when you're first starting, this is very prevalent. Add new friends. Be adding friends. I would say at least 20 to 30 a day. You will usually have to do this from mobile, from your cell phone. Facebook gets very finicky if you're adding friends from like PC, but you're going to want to build your friends list. That's the biggest thing. I see a lot of people with Facebook. They're like, hey, I put out a bunch of content. I'm not getting the momentum on Facebook and I'm not getting any sales. And then I check out their profile and they have 40 friends. If you don't have people on your friends list, nobody's going to see your posts. You have to build that up. So add at least 20 to 30 friends a day, right? Do 10 in the morning, 10 at night, whenever you have time. From people in the group, if you're posting on your group, if you're posting in other Facebook groups, add the people that interact on your Facebook post. Add the people that are commenting. These people that you're actually building rapport with, add them as friends. I wouldn't necessarily advise going to the members area and spam adding friends. You can, but if you do, I would recommend going way old. Don't go in there and poach brand new members, right? Don't go in there and add friends that just jumped in 15 minutes ago. Add friends that have been in the group for a long time. Avoid groups that are spammy, that are spamming like links and everything like that, because that's just going to give you a headache in the long run. So next step is reach out to everybody who accepts your friend requests. Not everybody's going to accept your friend requests, but everybody that does, reach out to them, as I mentioned earlier, and send them a personalized message. Don't send some cookie cutter, great to be connected. Hey, where do you want to be at in your business in 60 days? Send them something non-business related. Send them a picture of yourself. Hey, I hope you're having a great day. Hey, I love the post you just put out on your Facebook profile. Something personal, right? As I mentioned, the only goal of a cold initial outreach message is to get them to respond so they see your content. And then spend at least 30 minutes a day in DMs, starting new conversations, replying, moving people, following up with the people that you've talked about business before, and presenting offers, present more offers in DMs. That's the number one thing. That's the number one income producing activity on Facebook. If you're not making sales and you're not having the success that you want, it's likely because you're not spending enough time in Messenger. So that's pretty much it for effective strategy, how to explode your personal brand on Facebook as fast as possible. It is by far, in my opinion, the best way to get started. You can focus on focus on marketing and sales, the tried and true shit that's evergreen. You can use these strategies anywhere. You want to go do this on LinkedIn. You want to go do this on Instagram. You can do this everywhere. It doesn't matter. You can do this offline. You want to sell stuff. You want to learn how to sell. You want to learn how to do this. It's evergreen, right? That's why I'm a huge advocate on organic Facebook marketing, because it doesn't leave people stuck, right? Where you're seeking out software, you're seeking out this new hot tip, this new hot strategy. You're learning the tried and true stuff that you can leverage anywhere else. You know, if you go and you build out funnels and you build out automations and you build out all of these other tech things in your business as you grow, you're going to be able to know how to do it effectively because you understand marketing and sales. So I'll circle back and see if anybody has any questions. Adam Hicks asked, is PLR sites good for lead generation resources? If so, any recommendations? I've never used any PLR. You do have access to our shared buyer's drive. So those, I think there's like 30 or 40 documents that I've acquired and created over the last couple of years. So I would recommend looking in there, repurposing some of those pieces of content. And if you need anything specifically, you can just shoot me a DM. I can help you get it. And then there is no other questions. So I do want to invite, I am running a case study group starting October 18th. It is only available to 4 people. If you want to work directly with me, hands-on, in exploding your organic Facebook marketing system and building out your brand and building out your business here on Facebook, I highly encourage you to shoot me a DM, reach out. I'm going to be revealing the exact strategies that some of my students have used to crush it with high ticket affiliate marketing in Facebook. One of my students, Casey, was able to grow her group from 0 to 1,200 members in less than 90 days. And there's various other testimonials and results that I can share with you. But it is only available for 4 people. And it is, just to preface, it's for people that are serious about building their business. I'm looking to work closely with a couple people. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to drop me a comment on this post. Drop a hashtag #4. I could definitely share with you the information. It's a case study group that's going to be running 60 days long. We're going to work together as a group, and I'm going to help you get everything set up as effective as possible and teach you the strategies that are actually working right now. So if you guys made it to the end of this video, I appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.